Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning, and today we've got another really interesting combo to test out. Really curious to see what this can actually do, because this choke has shown some nice results so far, but really the shells that we're running today, even though they are kind of a general field load, have been rather impressive when it comes to turkey patterns as well. We've seen a couple legitimate 40-yard capable turkey performances from them, and there's a pretty good chance that this combo can give us a surprisingly nice pattern today as well. But first up, for the shells that we're running, I brought out some of these Herters, just general lead field loads. They are a 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch, 1.25 ounce payload of lead 4s at about 12-20 feet per second. These are your pretty basic, standard 25 round, just general field load type shells. If you don't know, Herters is the Bass Pro and Cabela's name brand. They're kind of in-house offering, if you will. But all their stuff is made by Winchester. So these are essentially just a Winchester upland and small game shell. They even say Winchester right on the head stamp. But they've been surprisingly nice performers through turkey combos. So hopefully we've got a good chance of getting another pretty surprising pattern. These shells are $1 a round, or maybe just a little bit under $1 a round. So definitely budget. If they can get the job done, no reason not to use them. But for the setup we're running, I brought out my Mossberg 500. This one's got a 28-inch barrel on it, and we're going to be running this Jebs Head Hunter. It's a 665. We've seen a couple nice patterns from it so far in our testing, and we know those Herters loads do well through a tightwad 660. This is obviously not a tightwad 660. A little different choke, a little different construction, but I've been wanting to do more testing with this particular choke, so I figured we'll put these two together and see what we can get. Before our test today, everything is the same as usual. The turkey target is at 40 yards, and we've got the chrono to get our velocity. So let's get you guys a view of that target and see what we can get from these Herters general field load 4s through this 500 with that Jebs 665. I hope it works out the way I think it will. So let's take our shot and see what happens. Okay, that shell gave us 12.57 through the chrono. Boss claim is 12.20, so we are a little bit over that, but still we're within the realm of reason for our 28-inch barrel with a little bit of choke out of the end. So looking fine for a lead 4 as far as velocity goes, but did we actually get the 40-yard capable pattern we were looking for? Let's go check it out and see. All right, so now we're down here at our 40-yard paper, and do we have a dead turkey? Yes, we do. There's one through the brain, and another one, maybe two down the top of the spine there that would have done the job. So yes, that is indeed a dead turkey at 40 yards, and judging by that spread of pellets we have on the turkey target, I think it's probably going to be pretty consistently a dead bird at 40 yards as well. Now, obviously, this is not an overly impressive pattern. It definitely didn't quite live up to what I thought it might be able to. We've seen way better from these shells through other turkey chokes, like that tightwad 660. So I was hoping we'd actually condense it down a little more than we did. Maybe these shells might prefer the little bit extra constriction that 660 gave us, because it does look like we started to try and condense it down. We have a decently circular pattern. It's just not overly tight. Lead 4s can be finicky anyway, so sometimes when you find the right choke that they like, that's just what you're going to run. So this is capable out to 40 yards. I wouldn't want to push it much farther than that, and if you're shooting birds at 30 yards and in, this is absolutely going to be just fine. So obviously we really don't have a ton for a core area. It's not really any tighter than the rest of the pattern is. We definitely get a little thin as we get out to our edges. There's a lot of void area over there on the left, and a few bigger splotches over there on the right as well. So nothing overly impressive for a pattern. We've seen way better from them for sure. So even though it didn't light up that turkey paper, let's pull it down, get it out of the way. We'll draw some circles and really get a good idea on how good this pattern is in an actual hunting scenario. Alright, so now we've got our turkey target out of our way, and we can see a little better what's going on. That's about what we already kind of saw. Nothing overly impressive, but it is technically good enough to do the job. And you can see, especially as we get towards that core, how it kind of tried to just start condensing down, but it's just not quite all the way there yet. So within our 10-inch circle, we have 39 pellets. They're pretty decent, even spread throughout there. Might get a little thin over towards the right, but it is a good enough core to do the job. And we pick up an additional 61 pellets within the larger 20-inch circle, which is kind of your leeway in a hunting pattern. Still not overly tight, might be a little thin down there towards the bottom left corner of it, but it's still a pretty even spread of pellets. And overall, this is not a bad pattern for what it is. It's a pretty versatile combination. You can hunt turkeys with it. You could wing shoot with it if you like a little tighter pattern. You could just do general purpose small game stuff or property maintenance. You know, anything from rabbits to raccoons, possums, groundhogs, anything like that would work just fine in that scenario with these shells. But when it comes to a turkey pattern, it's good to 40. But if I was running this combo, I'd probably want to keep it around 30 or so and in. It would absolutely hammer bird just fine within those kind of scenarios. So have we seen better in the turkey realm from these shells? Yes, definitely so. This is not a bad pattern. It is capable, but I definitely was hoping to see a little bit more of a condensed spread than what we got here. I wasn't expecting a Longbeard XR type of pattern from them, but that just goes to show, especially with these cheaper shells or more basic loads, if you want to run something like that, try them through a few different chokes and see what they'd like. And if you find that right combo, you're going to know it pretty quickly. So far, that's the Tightwad 660 with these shells. So kind of middle of the road, nothing overly impressive, but it's probably pretty realistic all things considered. And here's the wad out of that shell. Nothing fancy. It's obviously not a dedicated turkey wad. It's much more your basic field load type of stuff, but no major damage, nothing stuck down in there. Looks very much how I would expect it to overall, so nothing to take note of here. Alright y'all, well, what did you think about that performance right there? It's not a bad pattern by any means, it's perfectly solid for what it is. But is it exactly what I was kind of hoping we might get out of it? Probably not. It's probably pretty realistic and pretty close to what a lot of people might have expected from it through a combination like that. We've definitely seen better, I've said that enough, but that's just what you get with these cheaper or more basic shells. They're plenty capable if you find the right combo, and obviously any of these field loads with a turkey choke are plenty capable inside of 30 yards, but these can absolutely do 40 yards as well with that particular choke combo that really does well with them. So I was hoping to see a little better, but I'm not entirely surprised either. So maybe we ought to try these through another 660 of some sort and see if that trend continues, that just seems to be the best constriction that they like. But leave all your thoughts down below. Is that about what you expected to see? Were you a little surprised one way or the other? Have you tested any of these Herter's field loads when it comes to turkey patterning? And if so, what kind of results have you gotten? Is that a pattern you would ever turkey hunt with? Would you limit your range a little bit if you had that kind of combo? Or is that perfectly fine for you to want to stretch it to 40? And what other setups do you want to see us run these shells through? Let me know all that down below. But with that being said, I've got some more tests to get done for you guys, so I'm going to get back to it. As always, you have the channel Instagram as well as the mailbox where you can send stuff if you'd like. All the information will be in the description if you're interested in it, but I'm going to get back to it, so I'll see y'all in the next one.